Okay, I got another restring to do today. I bought a used guitar. I have to fix it all up. It's in a really cool Kramer case. But unfortunately, it's not a Kramer. But it is a Washburn. An older one, so let's shine this thing up. Let's check the electronics. Let's get it going. Let's see what we got here. And again, I love the old Kramer case. I'm a sucker for that old stuff. But yeah, this case, an old case for a Kramer. I might keep this. I might have something cool I can put in that. But let's get back to the guitar. Okay, so Washburn Force 2. So it's got nothing to do with Dragon Force. But a cool looking guitar. It almost looks like it has DiMarzios in it. You got a neat little floating bridge with some brass saddles. I don't have a bar for it. I think the first thing we have to do is test the electronics. There's a back plate that says Washburn with a serial number. And it starts with an 89, so it wouldn't surprise me if it was 1989. It's got a nice big block in it. It's got some little bit of some natural buckleware. It's got a really hard V profile, and then it's got something, some sticker or something that was on there that needs cleaned off. But yeah, let's plug it in. Let's see if we can make, if this thing makes any noise. Okay, so let's plug this thing in. Let's see what happens. Not hearing anything, so it could possibly be the input switch here. It's got a three-way switch. Oh, it's got another string sticking up through there, because sometimes the strings don't get cut all the way off and somebody will just shove another string in there. I guess at this point all we can do is take these old strings off. It's got really heavy strings on it that are coming off. It's got the old bullet truss rod right here. That's what Fender used in the 1970s, so this is an older one. You guys feel free to add comments on what year you think this thing is, or if you've ever had one, or anything you know about them. Out with the old and in with the new. So it sounds like I have a customer testing out pedals. And he's giving us a little, it sounds like some Black Sabbath going on up front, which is always a good thing. There's always that running joke about playing Stairway to Heaven at a guitar shop, right? But honestly, if somebody kicks into a little Stairway, I'm 100% okay with that. The song that kind of bugs me is the Seven Nation Army one. That's the one that kind of gets to me. Every kid knows that. Dun 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 dun. But the Sabbath is a nice change from that. Oh, he stopped. Keep going, man. Keep going. Give us something. He heard me talking. There's a lot of, it's funny about a guitar shop because some people are very apprehensive to play. And they turn their guitar, they're trying to test a pedal or something, and they don't turn the volume on the guitar all the way up, and so you don't really get good sound to actually hear what the pedal sounds like, because guys are a little, again, they're apprehensive to play loud. But I'm telling everybody, if you're watching this, when you're in the guitar shop, go ahead and play loud and proud. Even if you're messing up and you're not very good at guitar, go ahead and play loud and proud. Oh yeah, see that? It had a string that was broke, and somebody just put a new string over top of that and left that in there. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll lift the pick guard out of here. The guy that sold this to me told me that it doesn't work. So I'm not surprised. So let's see. Sometimes it's something really simple, like a wire came off the input jack or the output jack. But it's also fun to see what kind of pickups are in this thing. Sometimes, you know, you're tempted to pull the pickups out if it's something cool. Because I don't think this is a very high-end guitar. Maybe a couple of $100, right? After it's all fixed up. And sometimes the pickups are worth that much. If they're cool old, you know, DiMarzios or something. This guitar does have a very hard V neck profile, so that makes it kind of interesting. Alright, let's take a look. Wow, look at this. Okay, so nothing is labeled in here. That wire's on there. That, well, is that? Yep, that wire's on there nicely. Okay, that wire seems to be on good. And that seems okay. Oh, what's that? Okay, we found the problem right there. Okay, I'm zoomed in too close. I'm sorry, guys. So, it's this red wire that's the positive. And it belongs right there in the center. Okay, so I think I can fix that. Yeah, so the way this neck is set in there, that looks really cool. So the back plate is right on the other side of here. So that is a really unique sort of thing that Washburn did there. So let me see if my soldering iron is heated up enough. Hold it on there for a second. Heat that up. Okay, shut the wire in. Get in there, baby. Get in there, baby. Oh, it's not working for me. Right in. Okay, it's a little hot to the touch, but it's secure, so let's give it a quick test. Sounds good. We got it. Super cool. I like when things go nice and smooth like that. So I'll go ahead and turn my soldering iron back off. And then we'll put this thing back together. Okay, so we're trying to figure out what this thing is, and so we've got one pulled up on reverb on the phone here.
It's the only one on reverb. It looks like it's a Washburn Force 2, which it says up here on the headstock. Right. It seems like it's from the 80s, and it seems like it's even the same color, transparent red.
It's from the 80s?
Yep, it says 1980s.
Cool. What are they asking for it?
Looks like $5.95 and then $95 in shipping. So
Jeez, that's a lot. Where's that at? Does it say where it's being shipped out of? Is it out of Japan or someplace weird? Not weird, but... No. Oh, it's in Georgia. Yeah. Atlanta Vintage Guitars. Okay, well, good luck to those guys. Okay, so since I got it apart like this, I'm going to go ahead and spray the pots out a little bit. And you make sure that you put your safety glasses on so you don't get this in your eyes. But you can see it shoot all the way out the back here. So once you shoot a little bit of that in there, go ahead and turn them a few times, you know, and that helps to clean them out. And so that when you're turning your volume up and down, that, you know, it doesn't make any little crackling noise or anything. And I'll even get this 5-way switch a little bit right here. Ooh, that's a lot. You know, I've noticed that this spray, I just spray it all over the place, and I've never seen it do anything like hurt the finish or anything like that. So it's really safe from what I've seen, and from using this stuff for about 6 years now. I've never had any problems with any of that. So again, let's put that back together there. And it seems like that's laying down in there good. And a lot of times these screws, if they're all rusty and stuff, I'll change the screws out, but these look to be like nice condition. So I think this guitar has spent a good portion of its life, like the last 30 years, in Arizona. So it's dry. And so fortunately a lot of the stuff doesn't really rust in the dry climate that we have here. So you put a couple of these screws back down in here. Old school Washburn. Now Washburn, I can get brand new Washburn stuff because I can buy stuff. I have an account with KMC Music and they sell brand new Washburn. And the one Washburn that I'd love to have though is the Nuno Betancourt, the N4. Right? Wouldn't that be a fun one to have? So my little tip here is in really bad shape. Let me see if I have a better three-way tip than that one. So, got my little handy dandy case of random parts. And let me see if I've got one of those. Come on now, where are you at? There's a white one. White's not gonna be good. Shoot, I don't really have one. So here's, I don't think I have one. Drag. There's a little gold one. Yeah, that almost works because we got the brass, but it's too big too. So here's what I'm going to do, unfortunately. I'm going to reuse this one. And so I'm going to show you how I'm going to try to get it to stay on there. I mean, I could put super glue in it, but I really don't want to put super glue in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little tiny bit of some of this blue tape, and I'm going to pull off a little piece about this big, and we'll wrap it around here, and then we'll take the old black one and we'll stick it on here. There we go. Well, it sets up really high, but yeah, it's on there. Seems fine. I guess what I'll do now is let's just try to polish it a little bit. Okay, so I'm just testing the truss rod here. And again, this does look like a Fender Bullet truss rod. Put the Allen wrench in right there. We're going to loosen it a little. Oh yeah, it really loosened quickly. And so we'll snug it down a little tiny bit. It's looking good. Let's see, long scale. Set that on there. Let's take a look at that and see if it's flat and straight. It looks pretty good. I'm not sure you guys can see that on camera, but it looks good. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put some strings on it. Now usually you're thinking Ernie Ball strings, but today I'm going to put SIT strings on here. And Stay in Tune strings, Power Groove 10 through 46. When I was at the NAMM show early in the month, I stopped by and I talked to the SIT guys, and they gave me some free samples, and I went ahead and made an order. So I'm going to have some SIT strings in here, and it's not because I don't love selling Ernie Ball strings. It's just that, you know, people like a variety. And so here you guys go. There's going to be SIT strings available at the store now. So let's go ahead and throw those on here. I think they come packed with 2 strings. Yep. So there's 3 packs here that have 2 strings in each. And so we'll start with this one, which is the 6th string, the E string, and the 3rd string, which would be the G string. Here's the low E string. Okay. And then this one is the 3rd, so it's the G string. Comes right through quick and easy. The saddles are a nice touch. I know that Chapman guitars also uses all those brass saddles that give you that same kind of look. Now we're going to do the 2nd and the 5th. I think Martin Strings comes this way too, where they have 3 packs and they put 2 different strings in each one. A string, which is a 36. They're coming through the saddle really easily. Sometimes on the Fender saddles they kind of get hung up in there. But this is a good saddle design. B string. Okay, so he's going through a drawer that I have a bunch of bars in, and I found one that fits, and it's kind of long. It would maybe be better if it was a little shorter, and it would maybe be a little better if it was a little bit lower. You know what? Let me see if I can bend it a little. Sometimes I can just stick them in here, and sometimes I can just kind of bend them a little bit. Oh, this is a big one. Oh, there we go. I think I might have got it a little bit better. I think it came down a little bit, and so it's pretty nice. I think I'll leave that like that, because it helps to have a bar. So let me just finish tuning it up, and we'll plug it into something and see how it sounds. This thing turned out really awesome. It's got that hard V-neck, but it plays really good. And I like the bridge because the bridge is sort of, you can pull up on it a little bit, and it turned out really good. Yeah, I'm really pleased with this thing. Unfortunately, I was never able to find a back cover for it, but you know, a lot of guys don't care too much about that. The pickups to me sound great. It's got some nice honest wear on the fretboard, and it turned out good. I used a couple of my marker pens a little bit here and there on some of these dents. I have a furniture marker that kind of hides some of the dents a little tiny bit, but the electronics seem to be working great. It it does this thing really well where you just kind of tap on the whammy bar, and it does this really good. So the trim works great, and you can do a lot of kind of Floyd Rose kind of tricks on it. It does not lock down. It doesn't have the locking nut, so it is easy to change the strings and do all that kind of stuff. It's got a nice big block in it, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's made in Japan. Nice big Japanese block. But the hard V neck is something that you're going to have to try to get sort of used to, but after a few minutes you kind of forget that it's there. It's definitely not a C shape. It's what you would call a hard V, and so everybody that comes in here, I'm going to be, hey, this has a hard V neck profile, so if you want to check it out, a lot of guys are interested in what that hard V neck profile feels like. So there you go, guys. Thank you for watching, everybody. Go out and buy a guitar.